Hi, this is Mary Ellen Jarek from NaturalADDtreatments.com. I'm the author of The Gift of ADD, Secrets for Transforming Liabilities into Possibilities for Parents and Teachers, and my new book on Kindle, Cracking the ADD Code, Why Outcomes Haven't Changed and How They Can. In this video, we'll look at the many causes of ADD to see why, despite 60 years of reducing symptoms through drug intervention, we have not improved outcomes for those identified with ADD. It is obvious that the one-pill-fits-all mentality has not worked for ADD. This is because ADD symptoms are rooted in biological, neurological, and learning differences. Therefore, it is important to use a multi-pronged approach to balance the causes of ADD rather than masking symptoms. Implementing simple interventions for each of these three areas of challenge can serve to unleash the genius in these individuals and create successful outcomes. But keep in mind, if you want to achieve the greatest success, all three of these areas of difference must be addressed. Some of the biological differences ADD individuals face that cause many of their symptoms are oxidative stress, toxic metal burden, immune dysregulation, poor sound filter in the vestibular or ear system, gastrointestinal problems, nerve growth factor deficiencies. ADD individuals also face neurological differences. Some of these neurological causes are neurotransmitter imbalances, prefrontal cortex differences, brainwave pattern differences, and neurochemical changes in the brain. ADD is also a learning difference. These differences are discussed in the other two free videos. Some of these learning differences are working memory problems, different dominance profiles, and attention difficulties. Next, let's look at the 5 steps you can take to begin creating successful outcomes. The first step is to do diagnostic testing. Since creative risk-takers are prone to immune and inflammatory imbalances, leaky gut, and allergies, discovering the offending agents is a good way to begin to alleviate the imbalances. Many ADD symptoms that we see are related to food sensitivities and environmental toxins. It makes sense to begin the process of intervention by determining what things are causing the outward symptoms rather than merely mask them with drugs. The second step is to do diet and nutritional changes. Once the test results are in, proceed with a 6-week elimination diet, which excludes all of the foods that tests show your child's body is sensitive to. Also eliminate all sugar, especially artificial sugars, which should never be allowed because they are toxic. It's a good idea to work with an experienced functional medicine doctor, allopath or homeopath during this time to help reverse food sensitivities. Some foods may be able to be added back into the diet later without further problems. Timing on this will depend on the level of sensitivity your child has to this food. The third step is emotional and neurological balance. Stress impacts everyone. However, it is of particular concern for creative risk-takers, since they receive more negative feedback than non-ADD children, and because they are not usually taught in ways that honor their unique learning styles, they often experience chronic stress. Chronic stress increases the likelihood of biological, neurological, and behavioral difficulties in children and adults with ADD, and it can cause chronic reverse polarity. Since the human body is an electrical system, it has a subtle magnetic field. Certain conditions, such as stress, will reverse the body's polarity. This condition can be temporary, yet it is often long-lasting and chronic for a creative risk-taker. Evidence now suggests that fetal or neonatal exposures to radiofrequency radiation, or EMFs, may be associated with an increased incidence of autism and ADD, not to mention cancers. Exposure to these electromagnetic frequencies increases stress, particularly for ADD individuals. One way to protect yourself and your child against the stresses due to EMF exposure and to correct chronic reverse polarity is by wearing the Gaia Life pendant and using protective devices on your Bluetooth, cell phones, and other electronic items in your home. To learn more about how to order any of the above products and learn more about them, visit my website at www.naturaladdtreatments.com and look under the Emotional Neurological Interventions section. Creative risk-takers also have immature brainwave patterns. This means they have more delta, theta, and alpha brainwaves while they are awake, similar to babies and young children. While this allows them to access creative outside-the-box thinking more easily, it also makes paying attention to things of less interest, like schoolwork, 50% more difficult. Therefore, while their peers shift into beta brainwave state in order to better focus and learn for reading, math, and listening to lectures, creative risk-takers shift to more alpha brainwaves, making it difficult to stay focused. The fourth step is parenting skills. Parenting skills are not innate, they are learned. We learn our parenting skills from our own parents, from watching others, through reading, and by taking classes. Since few of us come from fully functional homes, the parenting skills we learn through observation are less than optimal. Parents with poor parenting skills are generally not malicious or bad people. They simply lack the tools necessary to forge caring relationships with their children, the kinds of relationships needed to guide positive behavior. Teachers use discipline strategies that align with what they have learned from their significant adults as well, unless they are taught new techniques. Since creative risk-takers are much more likely to question authority and often have more difficult temperaments, it is essential that you develop excellent parenting skills. The fifth step is to optimize your child's learning and performance. Even after biological, neurological, and behavioral differences have been peeled away, there lies a unique and creative thinker-processor beneath them. This is because ADD is primarily a learning difference, and this difference is seldom addressed in schools. Listen to my other 2 videos for assistance in dealing with these learning differences. ADD individuals are strong visual thinkers, which means they think mainly in pictures rather than words. While this can be a great disadvantage in the classroom, as it is typically set up now, it actually is a much faster, in fact hundreds of times faster, and preferred way of processing. This is why those who overcome their liabilities most often go on to achieve amazing things. While there is a genetic component to ADD, a child's genes are not their potential nor their fate unless they are set in motion by not addressing their challenges. With proper balance, protection, nourishment, and guidance, their potential is unlimited. To learn more about ADD differences and how to address them, go to naturaladdtreatments.com and download my new book, Cracking the ADD Code: Why Outcomes Haven't Changed and How They Can, and/or order The Gift of ADD, Secrets for Transforming Liabilities into Possibilities for Parents and Teachers, or click the button below to access the 2 other free videos.